This evening has dedicated his entire adult career to protecting our border and our country. He's now trying to continue that life of service by running for Congress in Texas in a district that's right by the border. So he knows firsthand what's actually going down at our southern border. Not to mention, oh, by the way, he was shot by cartel members. He lost a partner, all while in the service to this nation. Let's welcome back to the program retired ICE and HSI agent, now candidate for Texas' 23rd Congressional District, our pal, Victor Avila. Victor, there are so many stories like this every other week. But when I heard this story about this sweet little 11-year-old girl and this piece of trash scum who was allowed to walk freely right in back in January this year and turned loose on the innocent American people, and then he goes and hunkers down in an apartment complex, he stalks his prey, he waits for dad to leave, and he goes in and rapes this girl. He murders her. He stuffs her in a clothing basket and stuffs her under her bed. I want people to hear this so they understand what some of these sick individuals do that are being allowed in by Biden. So when they play that soundbite from Trump from years ago saying they're rapists and murderers, some are nice people, did Trump get it wrong? Because this guy's a rapist and a murderer.
If this doesn't make your blood boil, like you said earlier on, you know what, it adds to the fury that I have because of this open border system. And one of those things that I talk about is the victims of crime, of illegal aliens in this country. Fentanyl, rape, murder, assault, property crimes. I just came back from the border, Dan. I was in Eagle Pass, Texas. I was in El Paso, Texas. And it hasn't changed. I'll tell you what is changing is that the people are fed up, even the Democrats. I have a lot of people coming up to me and saying, please do something about it, Victor, because this is now something that is out of control. And
now you mean the people that are Democrats, not politicians, because the politicians seem to be covering Joe's ass on the daily on this one. Whatever Joe does, they go along with it. So when you say Democrats, you mean voters that are Democrats.
I mean voters. Yeah. I mean actual voters that.
There's only been a couple Texas mayors and maybe one rep in this whole country that have come out and said, Joe's got the border wrong. The rest of them are all providing cover.
They're also right. And these are the people that are affected on their communities, on their ranches, cartel members fully armed, walking into our state of Texas, patrolling, shooting. While I was in El Paso this past week, they were shooting at Border Patrol agents from the Mexican side. The violence is out of control. I was recently in Oklahoma. I was recently in Alabama speaking to these police officers where you had the governor there speaking, and they tell me firsthand they're overwhelmed with crime to begin with, Dan, at the U.S. level with citizens. Then you add the illegal immigration and cartel on top of that, and they have thrown their hands up in the air. They have no idea what to do. They're overwhelmed. They don't have the resources. A lot of these police officers have a big shortage of police officers and staff.
Right.
And now you have these people that, by the way, we've talked about this a lot. They're not properly vetted and are being allowed to come into this country and commit these horrific crimes. And let me tell you, I saw this in my career, unfortunately, where illegal aliens come, the human traffickers. I wrote about it in my book because I wanted to put these examples so people can stop saying, well, that doesn't happen here. Yes, it does. And one of these crimes for me is one too many. We already have to deal with what's going on in our own country. Why aren't these other countries being held accountable for what their people are doing in our country? That's what I'm going to bring the big change for Congress.
How's things going with the campaign?
It's going great. I mean, incredible response from the border, Eagle Pass, San Antonio. Well, by the way, let me tell you real quick. Big facility in San Antonio of illegal aliens, out of control. And crime outside the facility, street crime, property crime, prostitution, drugs. And guess what? Not all of them are leaving. I talked to Venezuelans, Nicaraguans, and I said, where are you guys going? Are you guys going to Miami? No, we're staying right here in Texas. We're homeless. They kicked us out of the facility, and we're staying here because we want to stay here. This is what is changing, literally, physically changing these communities with these single adult males that do not want to be Americans and are committing these type of atrocious crimes in our communities, and people have had enough. It's time to give back the power to the people and protect, like you said, public safety and national security come first.
Yeah, no kidding. Well, problem is we've got a resident or occupant at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue that is being pushed by I don't know whom behind the scenes that is pushing for this radical open border policy that's literally ruining our country on the daily, right in front of our faces. And what the hell can we do about it? I mean, I don't understand why Abbott and these other border governors don't put more of those big balls in the water and more razor wire and more things to deter. Anyway, Victor, best of luck with the campaign. Thank you as always, sir. Appreciate you.
Great. Thank you. Thanks.